Welcome back to Cliff's Corner. In this episode of Cliff's Corner, Cliff is going to be demonstrating how to customize and set up your tarps.
Let's take a look at an inexpensive tarp and see how it's rigged. By comparison, here's a camouflage tarp, which I purchased many years ago before I decided that color was important. This was an inexpensive tarp. It had grommets all the way around. There were no loops on the face. I had to modify it. Here's how I began. Grommets just don't cut it on a tarp. Grommets pull loose. I cut out the grommet, sewed in some material over the top, and added a little storm loop. And then each one of these storm loops has on it a pair of ties that look like this. Now each one of these ties are about 10 inches long. These ties are very important to put on each storm loop on the fly. Then I started sewing in additional storm loops all along the hem of the tarp. You'll notice these are roughly 18 inches apart. That's about how far I like them, 18, 20 inches. They should not be more than 24 inches apart. So you're going to have to sew these in all the way around the entire hem of your tarp. It's going to take some time, and when you install these little cords, you're going to need roughly 20 inches of cord for each loop. You're going to go through about 200 feet of parachute cord to rig an entire tarp. Let's go to the center of the tarp and look at the storm loop. The center storm loop is essential to rigging your fly. This is just a simple piece of nylon webbing folded over and sewn to a patch, a rather large patch. This is about a 6-inch by 6-inch patch underneath. Notice the long loop on the storm loop itself. The loop is there for a reason, as we'll see when we rig these tarps in a little bit. Let's look at the underside of this tarp, the backing part. You need some weight to stabilize a pole. If possible, it's always nice to be able to rig a tarp without using a center pole to push out the center. But oftentimes you just have to use a pole. If you simply punch a pole right into the center, a big wind comes along, tarp fluffs up, down comes the pole. I've been wrestling with this for a long time and came up with, I think, is a very simple solution. At least this one works well for me. All you need are 2 pieces of inch-wide nylon webbing sewn into a circle. One's this way, the other's this way. Sort of looks like a butterfly, if you will. The pole, the tent pole, goes into the butterfly and secures around the pole with this little piece of parachute cord. The pole now rides in a socket and can't come out. Simple, effective, secure. Admittedly, some of the techniques you've seen in this video clash with accepted ways. Good. Old ideas, bad old ideas, die hard. Remember that when your camping friends question your new ways. The bottom line is that these methods work everywhere, anywhere, every time. I guarantee it. May the wind be at your back as you explore new places, and may you care enough to preserve the wild and wilderness for all who follow.
Thank you for watching Cliff's Corner. If you would like to see more content by Cliff, please subscribe to my channel. If you would like to purchase the Forgotten Skills video, go to Cliff's website, cliffcanoe.com. Or scan this QR code to go directly to Cliff's site. I want to thank Dan Nestor for permission to use his music. Stay tuned for more episodes from Cliff as he shares his tips to help make your camping experience more enjoyable.